In my video correcting your stats, I used the latest 2024 report from the DHHS on child maltreatment, which is based on data from 2022. And in correcting me, you cited the centerforresearch.org, specifically this paragraph. But where did they get their data from? Oh, also from the Department of Health and Human Services report on child maltreatment from 2009, which uses data from 2005. If what you were saying is accurate and valid, why are we ignoring the current data?
This is the second time that he's lied and presented it as data, and I'm going to try to be nice, but watch both of his reactions to both of my videos. Here's what's going on. He responded to one of my videos where I say that women are more likely to abuse their kids than men are likely to abuse a woman sexually, right? So I did that data from multiple different studies and extrapolated that data. Sure, it might have seemed like a reach, but then his response was that men actually abuse kids more, is what he was trying to prove. Well, he showed the 2022 study for child maltreatment, women abuse kids more than men. But then he tried to creatively adjust his data. He said, well, even though men abuse less kids than women do, there are less fathers than there are mothers in the United States. But the data he showed wasn't mothers abusing kids and fathers abusing kids, it was women and men. I then did another video, which he just reacted to, this is where this came from, showing that another study tracked biological parents and the rate at which they abuse their kids and the rate at which non-parents abuse their kids. And my data shows that 86% of all child abuse from a woman is from their biological mother, where 51% of all child abuse from a man is the kid's biological father. That's a huge disparity in the data. The data also showed that if a man was going to have a partner, that woman is very unlikely to abuse the kid. For third-party new partner crimes against kids, a woman who is in relationship with a father is 2.1 or 2.6% of all child maltreatment cases. A man in relationship with a biological mother is 18% of all male claims for maltreatment. 8.1% of all child maltreatment is the stepfather or boyfriend. This means that the biological mother exposes their children to an abuser at 4 times the rate that biological fathers do, which supports my claim that biological fathers are the most protective of the two parents. He then tries to dismiss this data by going back to his original report and saying that the report that I was showing references another version of that same maltreatment document. But this is where he lies to everybody. He shows 6 separate sources on screen for the data that's getting pulled for the study on biological fathers and biological mothers. He claims that all of the data being pulled for this argument is from the same one document that he's pulling his data from, which is actually not true. The 2022 child maltreatment report that he's referencing does not specify whether the female was a parent or non-parent or biological, or the male. It doesn't go into that depth of data. So the reason why I am using something that is over 15 years old is because that is the only available data we have to show the prevalence of a biological parent's abuse of a kid versus a non-biological parent's abuse of kids. He then tries to imply that I'm being prejudicial by saying, what kind of man would blame a woman for the fact that some other guy abused her kid?
I want to ask, what kind of man tells a parent whose child has been assaulted or abused by a man that the parent is to blame for allowing it to happen?
Well, the law does. If we look at child endangerment cases, a woman who allows a man to assault her kid and is failing to protect her child from another man, that is child endangerment by definition. There are cases where women have no clue that a guy is going to harm their child, and these women are not convicted of child endangerment in these cases. When we look up case law, there are plenty of cases where women knowingly put their children in danger with the new partner that they chose. So yes, the law says that a woman who allows her child to be harmed while in her care can be guilty of child endangerment. That's not a prejudicial statement. But please, stop omitting very important parts of your argument. Thanks.